And that's what I do. What the hell was that? Well, pause the video, call the missus, I'm stuck on the roof. What a way to start the weekend. Alrighty, Weekend Homestead, another weekend out on the property. We're gonna do some work. It's the beginning of the month, and one of the things I do on the property is I do three main things in the springtime. First one is up here on the roof. One disclaimer for folks who are scared of heights, find somebody to do this for you. If you don't feel comfortable getting on your roof, don't get on your roof. All right, so item number one on our list today, check the roof. I like to check the valleys, I like to check the shingles, and I like to check the vents. Most importantly, to make sure that nothing's clogged, nothing got damaged over the winter. Really easy to do. So first thing is checking the valleys. I look at the valleys and I make sure that there's really no debris in there. We have these gutter guard systems on, so it helps to keep the leaves out of there. But I always check these corners to make sure that there's nothing in them. That one's clear, that one's clear, that one's clear, and that one's clear. What happened to us in the fall was we got a snowfall right away in October, but the leaves weren't finished falling off the trees. So what ends up happening sometimes is the leaves get built up in the valleys and then they sit there all winter long. So I like to get that stuff off the roof as soon as I possibly can. Next item is the smokestacks. We have two of them on our property because we have a little wood stove inside of the sunroom and we have our main fireplace. I always come up and check it once in the spring to make sure it's not clogged up. So as you can see, this one has a little bit of dirt caked on it. Give it a couple wraps. You get all this stuff. One good rainfall and that'll clear off of there. But this is just stuff that builds up over the season. Now, one thing we do in the fall is I will come up and I will do a formal cleaning on this. This is mostly just double checking it to make sure nothing is stuck inside there. Should be good. Let's go on to the last piece on the roof. All right, so one last thing is our vents. We have two vents for the bathroom and one septic vent. I always just double check to make sure there's nothing clogged in them. Basically just reach up underneath and check it. So what I do is I have these screens on here so no animals can get up and get inside of these. Both of them have that. How hard it is to set up a tripod on a roof and make sure that it doesn't fall off. Stuff I do for you guys. Holy cow, it's windy up here. I am apologizing for the wind, but I'm on a roof and it's windy and it's the only time I got. This little guy here, this is our septic vent. Everybody has them on top of their house. Ours is a little bit different. Ours is this little vent on the top. And you're probably wondering, what's this little vent for? Well, one problem that we have on our property is with the corner deck the way it is down right below here, what ends up happening is sewer gas would come up out of this vent, circulate around on the roof, and then work its way back down and settle down in that area. This is activated charcoal, and it just fits right inside of this cartridge right here. And there's a little grate on the bottom. The sewer gas comes up through here, still comes up in vents, but what this does is it helps deodorize it to make it so it smells a little less. This is really strong. Well, I got that out of there, so we'll just slide this back down. It doesn't hurt the system at all. It's called like the Boss vent system. But I always check this to make sure that this is wet, which is good. You want your charcoal wet, and if you listen really closely, you can hear it crackling. But so this is our regular sewer vent right here. And then this piece slides on top of the coupler, and then there's an extra piece to raise it up a little bit. And then this little vent basically keeps the water and everything from venting out, but the air comes in and it circulates and it works really well. It works really, really well for us to keep the septic smell out of this little area behind the house here. We have tried putting the pipe up higher, but based on how we're in a valley here, the air kind of swirls, and unfortunately septic is a little bit heavier, so it settles in places versus goes up in the air. So because of that, we put this on and now we don't have the issue. It was pretty cheap. I think we found it online for like $100 or something like that. Makes all the difference to make your outside enjoyable. Plus, it doesn't hurt your system at all. We've talked to a lot of septic companies. They actually like the idea. They hadn't heard of it before, and now they're recommending it to their customers for areas where you might have a slight smell or a buildup or something like that. One way you can solve it is this. So it works really well. So we got our stuff done up on the roof here. We checked our valleys and gutters. We checked our roof vents. We checked our fireplace vents. Everything seems to be good. Well, hopefully the missus will get home soon so I can get off the roof. Alrighty, well that's it for this part. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Otherwise, this has been the Weekend Homestead, living a simple life one weekend at a time. Thanks for watching.